What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again today for a return to Twitch. We have not been streaming on here in a while. I decided with the playoffs en route, let's do a playoff bracket challenge on NHL 23. Let's simulate the playoffs and see exactly what happens. I've gone ahead right here and I filled out all of the things over here, so we don't need to worry about anything. Let me just check the sound on the stream. Sounds fine, I guess, but I'll make sure to make the sounds the best. Let's see if that does anything. There we go. So here we have Colorado and Seattle, Dallas, Minnesota, Vegas, Winnipeg, Edmonton, LA, Boston, Florida, Toronto, Tampa, Carolina, Islanders, New Jersey Rangers. And of course, one of the series is already over. Vegas has already defeated the Winnipeg Jets, and Game Sixes are all going on tonight. But I thought, why not simulate to see what NHL 23 has to say? Of course, the EA Sports did their own one, and they said Pittsburgh winning the cup, but then Pittsburgh got knocked out, so they did a new one and everything. But we're going to simulate all of these games. Let's start with Colorado and Seattle. Let's see, Matty Benier scores to make it 1-0 Seattle. Still 1-0. Donato, Sprong, and Wenberg make it 4-0. Wenberg on the power play, but Tays and Rantanen make it 4-2 for Seattle. Next game will be Winnipeg and Vegas. Winnipeg with 2-0 lead. Scheifele and Dubois on Quicks and net. Barbashev scores on Hellebuck, but Ehlers makes it 3-1. And that's it. Winnipeg with game 1 3-1. Boston and Florida. Boston takes a 2-0 lead with DeBrusk and McAvoy scoring. Then you have Dallas scoring shorthanded on Allmark, but Marchand scores on the power play to make the Panthers pay. Florida makes it 3-2 with a back goal, but Boston wins game 1. So far, we are 3 for 3 in how things are actually going. Carolina and the Islanders, no score after the first, no score after the second. Carolina wins 2-0 with Voss, and then Calvin DeHaan scoring shorthanded to make it a 2-0 win for Carolina. Now we have Dallas and Minnesota. Minnesota with Foligno, Zuccarello, and Eriksson Ek making it 3-0. Kaprizov makes it 4-0, but then Pavelski makes it 4-1. And then Sundqvist, Zuccarello, and Addison on the power play will score on Fleury or Wedgwood for Dallas, and then Olofsson scores 2 for Dallas to make it a 7-3 win for Minnesota. Now LA and Edmonton. Edmonton wins 1-0 with, or not wins, takes a 1-0 lead with Evander Kane scoring. Draisaitl on the power play, but Andrew Dolan makes it 2-1. Edmonton wins game 1 with Draisaitl and Ryan and Kopitar making it 4-2 to make it just a little closer. Toronto and Tampa. Matthews on the power play, but then Ian Cole scores for Tampa. Ryan Riley and Michael Bunting score for Toronto, but Brandon Hagel, my guy, makes it 3-2. Toronto wins 6-2 with Bunting scoring on the power play, Riley on the power play, and Nylander with not on the power play. But that leaves us one series left to do game 1 for. Devils and Rangers, no score after the first. Patrick Kane on the power play makes it 1-0 after the second. First game going to overtime as Timo Meier ties the game. Ryan Lindgren in overtime gives Rangers the 1-0 series lead. So far, I believe all but the one series is accurate. Toronto did not win the game 1. Other than that, it's pretty accurate. Let's move on to game 2. No scoring in the first. Early and Tolvanen for Seattle, Lehkonen and McKinnon for Colorado. Colorado, Nichushkin, Nieto, and Nichushkin make it 5-2. McKinnon scores twice, but is not enough to give Seattle the tie. And Colorado ties the series. Vegas and Winnipeg. Winnipeg, Morrissey, and Wheeler making 2-0. Lowry making that was weird. So essentially, my mic just disconnected. Trying not to have that happen again. Winnipeg takes game two as Cass scores twice and Wheeler makes it 4-3, however, if you give them the win. That was strange. Okay, game two between Florida and Boston. No scoring first. Zaka, no second. Krejci get the goals for Boston, and Cousins gets one for Florida. It's 3-1. Florida ties it to send it to overtime. Reinhart and then Lusterano with 39 seconds left in overtime. Florida takes game two from Ryan Lomberg. So Florida ties the series just like in real life. Of course, Winnipeg never got a 2-0 series lead on Vegas, so that's an inaccuracy, but that's only two so far. Aho makes it 1-0 for Carolina. Slavin makes it 2-0. And Zizekas makes it 2-1 as Islanders get a little close, but Carolina take both games at home just like in real time. They have Dallas and Minnesota. Colin Miller makes it 1-0 for Dallas. Miro Heiskanen makes it 2-0 for Dallas. And Freddie Gaudreau makes it 2-1 for Dallas on the power play. And Fleury starting for Minnesota, which is interesting because Gustafson is starting most of the games for Minnesota. Fleury started game two, in which they shelled. LA at Edmonton. Hyman makes it 1-0. Kempe ties it, but McLeod makes it 2-1 for Edmonton. And Edmonton takes game two. So now we're starting to get some inaccuracies here, which is exactly what is expected. Toronto and Tampa game two. Kampf makes it 1-0 for Toronto. Bunting makes it 2-0 for Toronto. Corey Perry scores on the power play to make it 2-1, but Nylander makes it 3-1 Toronto as they have the 2-0 series lead. The last game two, Rangers and Devils. Lafreniere makes it 1-0. Tarasenko makes it 2-0 before Graves ties it. Kane on the power play makes it 3-1, and then Tatar on the power play makes it 3-2. Kakko makes it 4-2, and Tatar scores with 20 seconds left to make it 4-3, but the Rangers take game two in New Jersey just like real time. A lot more not tied series. Now we have the first game three. Colorado won this game in real time, so we'll see what happens. No scoring in the first. Rantanen, Lehkonen. Rantanen's on the power play, so that's 3-0. Lehkonen, Rantanen, so Lehkonen with a hat trick. Beniers makes it 5-1, but Colorado beats Seattle pretty handedly in Seattle. But McKinnon leads the playoffs so far with 8 points. Vegas and Winnipeg. Haig were shorthanded in the first, but Wheeler and Ehlers on the power play make it 2-1 for Winnipeg. Marchessault makes it 2-2. And it's 4-4. Connor and Ehlers on the power play make it 4-2, but Stevenson and Smith tie at the Vegas has come back several times in this game. And the final score is going to be 5-4, just like real time. And Vegas wins just like in real time. It's Braden McNabb to make it 5-3 and keep Vegas in the series. Boston and Florida, here we go. Florida makes it 1-0 against Ekblad. DeBrusk ties it, but Lundell on the power play makes it 2-1. And Florida wins 3-1 as Bennett makes it a 2-1 series lead and a 3-1 win for Florida. Let's go to the Carolina and Islanders series where the Islanders won game three. Teravainen makes it 1-0. Pollock ties it, but then Kotkaniemi, Pesci, and Stepan make it 4-1. Palmieri and Romanov all tie the game in the second, but Burns restores the lead for Carolina. And then Shea and Fast make sure that the Carolina stays ahead with a 7-4 win. 3-0 series lead in the most defensive series in the first round. Scores 11 goals. Dallas, Minnesota. Middleton makes it 1-0. Lundqvist ties it, but then Kaprizov makes it 2-1. Ben ties it in the second. Another overtime game. Erickson on the power play and Suter keep it set it to overtime. Minnesota wins game three. It's Matt Boldy on Ottinger. Now we have Edmonton, LA. Tie game, Draisaitl on the power play, and then Arvidsson ties the game to make it 1-1. Arvidsson on the power play again, and Lazat make sure my mic stays on, 3-1 LA. And no scoring in the third, so LA takes game 3 in LA. Keeps them in the series. And now Toronto with a big chance over Tampa to put them down 3 games to 0. Oh boy. Paul Point make it 2-0. Hall makes it 2-1. Perry, Belmar, Kucherov make it 5-1. Matthews makes it 5-2. Point on the power play makes it 6-2. And then Matthews makes it 6-3. And that's the final score. Tampa wins game 3. Devils and Rangers, here we go. No scoring in the first. Devils had 17 shots in the first, no scoring in the second. 1-1 tie going into overtime, and just like in real time, it's going to be the same exact score. But Fox gives the Rangers a 3 games to 0 series lead over the Devils. This is more like how I thought the series was going to play out. Now game 4 starts with two teams up 3 games to 0. Cogliano and Beniers 1-1. Beniers didn't only score for Seattle, I swear. No goals in the second. No goals in the third. Colorado takes the win in overtime. It's a power play goal for Nathan McKinnon. Seattle also has Jones starting instead of Grubauer. That's very interesting. Now Vegas looks to tie the series in game 4. Marchessault on the power play gives Vegas a 1-0 lead, but Shifley on the power play and Connor make it 2-1. Connor makes it 3-1, and Kuhlman makes it 4-1. Lowry makes it 5-1, but Carrier makes it 5-2. And now Vegas is down 3-1 in an interesting turn of events. Boston, Florida. Boston up 2-1. Coyle and Krejci, and then Lundell makes it 2-1. Verhaeghe and Mahura make it 3-3. Carlo makes it 3-3 along with that. So same 2 goals and 1 goal for each team that period. Florida takes game 4. They lead the series 3-1 on the President's Trophy winners with Kachuk and Duclair win that game to Florida. We have a potential sweep imminent if Carolina wins this game. Seth Jarvis makes it 1-0. Kyle Palmieri ties it. Islanders win. Kyle Palmieri, 34 seconds to go, wins the game for the Islanders and saves the series. Now, Dallas, Minnesota. Minnesota, Dewar up scores to make it 1-0. Kaprizov on the power play 2-0. Dewar to make it 3-0. So Minnesota's up 3-1. No ties series. This is the latest roster update, by the way. This isn't any change. So Janmark makes it 1-0 at Edmonton. Kelly makes it 1-1 to tie the game. Edmonton wins. Anderson Dolan makes it 2-1 LA, but Draisaitl on the power play, and Yamamoto 19 seconds later give Edmonton the win. Check my phone there. All right. Toronto and Tampa. Tampa makes it 1-0 from Kucherov. Stamkos makes it 2-0, but Tavares and Yarncroke tie it. Then Stamkos on the power play wins the game 3-2 to tie the series. As Toronto gives up a 2 games to 0 series lead. And we have another sweep imminent if the Rangers win this game. Kane on the power play and Lafreniere make it 2-0. DeBrot makes it 2-1. Makes it 3-1, but Palat and Holla save off elimination. But the Rangers win it at overtime. It's Panarin as they sweep the Devils to be the first series over. Game 5 between Seattle and Colorado. Rantanen and McKinnon on the power play make it 2-0. McKinnon makes it 3-0, but Eberle makes it 3-1. And Evan Rodriguez makes the empty netter as Colorado eliminates Seattle. Winnipeg and Vegas. Lowry and Scheifele make it 2-0, but Eichel makes it 2-1. Stevenson and Carlson make 3-2 for Vegas. Connor ties it, and Gustafsson in overtime gives Winnipeg a win in 5 games. Complete reverse of what happened in real time. Here we have Florida and Boston. 1-0 Florida. It's Lomberg to make it 1-0. Kachuk on the power play makes it 2-0 Florida. And Florida beats Boston in 5 as the President's Trophy winners go down with a Verhaeghe power play goal and in a shutout. As Florida moves on. Islanders, or not Islanders, this is Islanders and Carolina. No scoring in the first. Sveshnikov and Palmieri. Sveshnikov's injured, so maybe this isn't most recent rosters. It should be. It doesn't matter. If they're playing with their full roster, that's what it's supposed to be. 1-1. No score in the third in overtime. No scoring in the first overtime. In the second overtime, Burns scores in the second overtime to give the Hurricanes the win in the series in 5 games. There's only one series for sure going 6 games right now. This is insane. Dallas and Minnesota. Here we go. Nyquist scores to make it nothing. Klingberg scores to make it 2-0. Shaw and Reeves shut out Dallas in Dallas with a 4-0 win, as Dallas is eliminated in 5. So in real time, we have only one series over in 5. In this one, we're going to see Edmonton and Janmark and Walker 1-1 between LA and Edmonton. I have Follow on the power play. It makes it 2-1. Fogle ties it at 2-2. Arvidsson on the power play 3-2. Shore and make it 4-3 Edmonton. Tie game is Kopitar with 4 seconds to go saves LA's season, but Vander Kane in overtime gets the win. Is McDavid getting points? This might be an issue. McDavid should be points, right? This is weird. McDavid only has 4 assists in 5 games. That's so weird. Not sure why it's doing that. Now the only series that's not over in 4 or 5 games, Toronto Tampa. Toronto, Aston Reese makes it 1-0. Belmar makes it 1-1. Tie game, Kucherov and Tavares on the power play make it 2-2. Overtime. McCabe in overtime. The former Blackhawk gives the win for Toronto as every home team has won the series. Now, game 6 between Toronto and Tampa. 2-0 Tampa. It's Stamkos on the power play and Paul to make it 2-0. Kucherov and Perbix make it 4-0. Matthews makes it 4-1 as we have a game 7. And oh boy, here we go. Will this be the year that Toronto quenches their demons, or will Tampa do it again? Riley, Matthews, Tavares on the power play, and Bunting as Vasilevsky gets replaced. In the first 10 minutes of the game, Toronto a 4-0 lead. Nylander makes it 5-0. Perry makes it 5-1. Killorn makes it 5-2. Yarncrook makes it 6-2 on the power play, and Cirelli makes it 6-3 as Toronto finally wins the game 7. They finally get out of the first round. Now Minnesota and Colorado in the second round. Klingberg makes it 1-0 on the power play. Dumbo makes it 2-0. Nieto 2-1. Nyquist 3-1 for Minnesota. Middleton, Nyquist, and Sundqvist make it 6-1 Minnesota. McKinnon makes it 6-2 for Minnesota. Edmonton and the Jets. We've seen this series before. Nurse on the power play. Hyman and Yamamoto 3-0. Costin, McCain, and Nurse 6-0. The final score is 6-0 Edmonton in game 1. Florida and Toronto. This is an interesting series. Kachuk makes it 1-0, but Tavares on the power play. Tavares and Perfect make it 3-1 for Toronto. Kachuk on the power play and Stahl make it 3-3. Yarncrook on the power play makes it 4-3 Toronto, but Reinhardt on the power play, Colin White in the last minute, and Barkov, the empty netter, makes it 6-4 Florida as they take a 1-0 series lead. Now Hurricanes and Rangers are a repeat from last year. 2-0 Carolina with Stahl and Fast. 5-0 Carolina with Martin, Slavin, and Nosen. 8-0 Carolina with Sveshnikov, Nosen, and Fast. Holy cow. What just happened? Game 2. Rantanen on the power play and Rantanen 2-0. Nichushkin shorthanded 3-0. McKinnon and Nieto 5-0. What are with all these shutout, blowout games? What's going on here? After this game 2, I'm going to take a dinner break, so we'll do that in a minute. McDavid and Connor make it 1-1. Connor and Dubois on the power play make it 3-1 Winnipeg. Connor on the power play, Kuhlman and DeMello make it 5-1. Nurse makes it 6-2 for Winnipeg. Now, Florida and Toronto. Nylander on the power play 1-0. Lomberg makes it 1-1. Toronto wins 2-1 off Austin Matthews to tie the series. So all the series are tied so far. And here we go, Carolina and the Rangers. Kane and Tarasenko, 2-0 Rangers. Panarin and Lafreniere make it 4-0, and then Tom makes it 4-1. Trocheck on the power play and VC to make it 6-1. We're going to pause here, and we'll be back for the rest of this in a moment. Pause, see if I can pause the stream. Welcome back, guys. Just a quick dinner there. Hopefully it wasn't too long. I don't really remember how much time I was gone. Well, here we go. We got game threes now between Colorado and Minnesota. Kaprizov and Zuccarello 2-0. Kaprizov on the power play 3-0. Eller scores twice and make it 3-2. Girard ties the game at 3-3, but Spurgeon gives Minnesota the win in Minnesota. 2-1 series lead for Minnesota. Now we've got Winnipeg and Edmonton. 2-2. Connor, McDavid and Kane. Bouchard makes it 3-2 for Edmonton. Ryan and Kane, 5-2 Edmonton victory. Florida and Toronto, here we go. Reinhart and Brody, 1-1. Nylander and Luosterainen, 1-2. Cousins and Luosterainen, 4-2 Florida win. As this underdog, they're 17th in the league technically. This underdog story is going good. Carolina and the Rangers at C. Nosen and Nashis 2-2 or 2-1, 2-0. Stasian on the power play, Svechnikov on the power play 4-0. Burns on the power play, she makes that's 6, and then Tarasenko 6-1 for Carolina. Now game 4s. No one in a position to sweep. Comfer makes it 1-0, but Spurgeon and Nyquist 2-1. Nyquist again and Boldy make it 4-1. Aller scores twice again to make it 4-3. Foligno on the power play and Hartman make it 6-3 Minnesota as they are on the brink of moving on to the Western Conference Final for the first time in 20 years to this point. Edmonton and Winnipeg. McDavid and then Connor on the power play 1-1. Niederreiter makes it 2-1. Bouchard and Fogle make it 3-2 for Edmonton, however. McDavid on the power play and Nurse 5-2 Edmonton victory. Now, Toronto and Florida. Mark Stahl and then O'Reilly on the power play 1-1. Montour on the power play 2-1 Florida. 2-1 Florida victory. Wow. Toronto loses like this in the second round. That'd be funny. So Carolina and the Rangers, Carolina up 2-1. Keandre Miller and Zibanejad for the Rangers. Svechnikov and Teravainen to make it 2-2 for Carolina. Or 2-2, yeah. No scoring in the second. Panarin keeps the Rangers in the series with a 3-2. We giving the score 3-2 for the Rangers as they are only team to tie the series. Now Minnesota wanting to eliminate Colorado in Colorado for Game 5. McKinnon and Nieto 2-0 Colorado. Foligno makes it 2-1. However, Colorado holds on. It's Tays and then Rodriguez with the power play empty net goal. 4-1 Colorado victory. 3-2 series lead for Minnesota. Now Edmonton has a chance to get rid of Winnipeg at home in 5. Pionk, Kuhlman. Wow, 4-0 Winnipeg. McDavid scores twice, however, to make it 4-2. Fogle makes it 4-3, but Stenlund makes sure that Edmonton cannot come back. It is a 5-3 Winnipeg victory. Now we have Florida and Toronto, with Florida having a chance to eliminate Toronto in Toronto. Yarncroke and Matthews as Toronto doesn't go down easy. It's 2-0 Toronto early. Chuck on the power play makes 2-1, but Matthews and O'Reilly make it 4-1. And Toronto wins Game 5 4-1, staying in the series. All the Game 5s that there is a possible elimination have been saved off. Rangers and Carolina 2-2. 1-0 Rangers. It's Kakko. Foss ties it, but Miller and Kane makes it 3-1 for the Rangers. No set on the power play, and Jarvis make it 3-3 as we go to overtime. Kotkaniemi in overtime. Hurricanes come back from 3-1 down in the game to win the game.
I'm gonna pick a walk your father this coming out in 5 minutes. I'll take it out when I get that. You shouldn't be gone by the time it's gonna go on, so after should be gone.
Sorry about that. I had to be notified of something. But Game 6 between Colorado and Minnesota. Comfort on the power play makes it 1-0, but Bolden ties the game at 1-1. Lekanen and Nichushkin for Colorado and Boldy for Minnesota. It's 3-2 Colorado going into the third. Colorado saves off an elimination once again and forces a game 7. Eriksson on the power play ties it, but Logan O'Connor, with 24 seconds to go, gives Colorado the tie series. A game 6 between Edmonton and Winnipeg in Winnipeg. 3-0 Winnipeg. Scheifele, Malinainen, and Lowry make it 3-0. Still 3-0. Ehlers and Scheifele in the power play make it 5-0 for Winnipeg, but Yamamoto with 2 minutes to go makes it 5-1 for Winnipeg, as there's another game 7 there. Strange series we have here. It's 2 3-1 comebacks. We have a third. Florida and Toronto. It's Stahl and Mark Stahl and Sam Bennett to make it 2-0. Liljegren on the power play makes it 2-1 Florida. Matthews ties it on the power play, but Barkov makes it 3-2 Florida. And Matthew Tkachuk, as Florida moves on to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time since 1996, they've now beaten Boston and Toronto, 2 of the top 4 teams in the NHL, or top 5, I'm not sure. But now we have the Rangers and Hurricanes. Rangers trying to force a game 7. Foss makes it 1-0, but Tarasenko and Kane make it 2-1 for the Rangers. Kakko makes it 3-1, Martinook 3-2, Anderson Miller shorthanded makes it 4-2. Augustus Spare on the power play makes it 4-3. 6-6 tie game. Burns, Slavin, and Pesci get the goals. Hedl and then Kane with the tying goal with 3:53 to go send this game to overtime. And in overtime, Philip Hedl short-handed scores on Frederik Andersen as they are going back to Carolina for Game 7. So only one series done. Minnesota and Colorado. Hartman makes it 1-0. McKinnon makes it 1-1. 2-2, it's Kaprizov on the power play and Girard. We go to Game 7 overtime. Who's going to win this? Freddie Gaudreau, 44 seconds in overtime, brings Minnesota to the conference final. And that's 2 teams you probably did not expect to be there. Now, Edmonton and Winnipeg. Winnipeg would be another underdog story. They're also a second wild card. 1-0 Winnipeg. It's Barron, who has 75 stitches in his face to make it 1-0. Nurse ties it on the power play, but Kuhlman makes it 2-1. Edmonton needs to tie it or it's over. Ehlers on the power play with an empty netter, as Edmonton is eliminated. Winnipeg and Minnesota in the conference final. Possibly one of the most boring series of all time coming up in the future. Let's go. Thank God that can't happen already. Now, Game 7 between the Rangers and Hurricanes, just like last year. Hurricanes make it 1-0 as Jarvis. No scoring in the second. Natchez and Pesci get the goals for Carolina. Hedl scores 1 for the Rangers, but it's not enough. 3-1 victory for the Hurricanes as they win this one, unlike last year. So we have a very southeastern theme to the East Conference Final and a very north-central theme to the West Conference Final. I'm going to be honest, I'm rooting for both teams in the East over both teams in the West. Here we go. Zuccarello makes it 1-0, but Ehlers and Dubois make it 2-1 for Winnipeg. 3-1 Winnipeg as Dubois on the power play. No scoring in the third as Winnipeg takes Game 1. Game 1 between Carolina and Florida. Natchez on the power play, Tkachuk on the power play. Even game. Slavin and Martinook makes it 3-1 Carolina. No scoring in the second. Hahn makes it 4-1, but Lomberg makes it 4-2 as Carolina takes Game 1. Connor with 20 points in those 13 games. Now, Game 2. Winnipeg 2 goals. Manalainen and Wheeler make it 2-0. Gustafson, Morrissey, and Niederreiter 5-0. Kuhlman 6-0 Winnipeg as they take a 2-games-to-none series lead on Minnesota. Game 2 between Carolina and Florida. No score in the first. Jordan Stahl and Teravainen in the second. So you have Jordan Stahl versus Mark and Eric Stahl. That's funny. So 2-0 Carolina. Barkov makes it 2-1. Natchez makes it 3-1. Teravainen makes it 4-1 on the power play. Bennett 4-2. Forsling 4-3, but Jordan Stahl makes it 5-3 for Carolina. So 2-0 series lead in both series. Game 3 in Winnipeg now. No scoring in the first. Connor on, and then Spurgeon 1-1. Shifley makes it 2-1 Winnipeg. Reeves makes it 2-2. Lowry 3-2. Reeves 3-3. Kuhlman and then Morrissey with the empty netter at 9 seconds. Winnipeg is up 3-0 is one win from their first final in franchise history. This is the Atlanta Thrashers Winnipeg Jets. This was never even possible a bunch of years ago. Hurricanes Panthers. No scoring in the first. Montour scores with 38 seconds left in the second to make it 1-0. Lundell, Lomberg 3-0, Sveshnikov 3-1, Lundell 4-1, Florida as they make it a 2-1 series and are not done yet. Here comes Minnesota now, trying to not be eliminated. No scoring in the first, no scoring in the second. 1-1 Shifley, Eriksson on the power play. Makes it 1-1. Winnipeg has a chance to win it. And they do. It's Kyle Connor in overtime. They sweep the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota in 2 conference finals appearances has never won a game. They got swept by Anaheim Mighty Ducks back in 03, and have been swept by the Winnipeg Jets, the former Atlanta Thrashers, here, and the Jets are now in the final. Now Florida and Carolina. No scoring in the first or second. Carolina wins 2-1. Aho on the power play. Stahl ties it. And then Pesci with 30 seconds to go areas it past Bobrovsky. Carolina has a 3-1 series lead on Florida. Game 5 between Florida and Carolina. 1-1 is Reinhart short-handed and Sveshnikov. Stepan makes it 2-1 Carolina. Kachuk on the power play makes it 2-2. Foss makes it 3-2 Carolina. Florida needs to win desperately here. And 3 goals, Nosen, Sveshnikov on the power play, and Pesci 6-2 Carolina, as we have our Stanley Cup final. This is a pretty boring final, to be honest. Carolina and Winnipeg. I will be rooting for Carolina. Winnipeg is second wild card. Carolina, a number 2 team in the East. Let's see how this goes. First game, no scoring in the first. No scoring in the second. Winnipeg outshooting them heavily, though. Winnipeg, Wheeler, Connor, Shifley make it 3-0 win in the third to make it a 1-0 series lead for Winnipeg as they win in Carolina. They've won how many games in a row now? No scoring in the first again for game 2. Burns on the power play and Gostisbehere bring the Kane faithful to life. 2-0 Carolina. Nosen makes it 3-0 Carolina. Morrissey on the power play, and Wheeler make it 3-2. Slavin gets the empty netter, but Wheeler scores again with 10 seconds to go. But it's not enough. 4-3 Carolina win as they tie the series. See, that's completely off my bracket by now. That's for sure. Carolina went 2-0 early. Stasny and Jarvis make 2-0. 3-0 as Foss scores. 4-0 as Kakaniemi scores. And Carolina now leads the series 2-1. Game 4, Winnipeg 3-0. It's Ehlers, Niederreiter, and Shifley in the power play early. Still 3-0. 4-0 of their own. It's Brendan Dillon to make it 4-0 for Winnipeg. What a series we have here. There's just no close games except for game 2. Game 5. 2-1 Winnipeg. Melainen makes it 1-0. Kakaniemi 1-1. And Sandberg, this probably his first goal of the playoffs, make it 2-1. Hurricanes make it a 3-2 lead. Ignatius Stasny on the power play. Winnipeg ties it at Sandberg from 3-3. Biggest goal he's ever scored. Overtime in game 5. Hurricanes win it. Sveshnikov gets it past Hellebuck. It is now 4-3. It is now a 3-2 series lead. The Hurricanes have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. Pesci and Pionk make it 1-1 in the first. No scoring in the second. No scoring in the third. We are going into overtime. Debating whether or not to go in it. I don't think we will. Not for this. Franchise mode, sure, but not this. This is on NHL 23, by the way, if you didn't know that already. Carolina does it. It's Teravainen with the OT winner. The Hurricanes go nuts in Winnipeg as they are the Stanley Cup champions for the second time. Of course, my mic shut off again. But there it is. Let's take a look at the stats. Connor, Shifley, Dubois, Morrissey. The top four scorers are all from Winnipeg. McKinnon, 12 games at 19 points. He's higher than any Hurricane. Shestakov at 19. Reinhardt of Florida at 18. Ehlers, another Jet. Now let's take a look at goaltending. Both had 3 shutouts. Anderson and Hellebuyck. Anderson played more game. 923 save percentage. I assumed he won Conn Smythe. I would assume he won the Conn Smythe there. The teams. Carolina, 76 goals in the playoffs. 73 for Winnipeg. So a lot more distributed scoring among the Hurricanes compared to the Jets then. Is there any like egregious amount of goals like no, eight? It's the lowest was 8, and there's like 3 teams who did. That's fine. So yeah, that's gonna be all I think. Just the bracket. Let's see. I had none of this ever happening. I have Colorado losing in the second round. That's true. Don't even have the Jets or Wild getting to the second round. I don't have Panthers getting to the second round. I don't have that series is fine except I have the Rangers winning it. But yeah, that's gonna be all I have for you guys today. This was a little fun thing I wanted to do. We'll probably do a losers bracket as well eventually, just for fun. But I just want to do this just to get out of the way. It's something fun to do. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.